Back in San Antonio, the Home Depot starting lineups, and good news for the Lakers. Glenn Rice, who did not play in the series clincher against Houston on Saturday with a sore right elbow, tested it before the game and will start up front for the Lakers. Hubie?
Well, we know that in round one, Shaq dominated Houston, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks, got to the line, 14 attempts per game. On the other side, Tim Duncan, the only player in the league to be in the top 10 in 5 different categories, must play big and dominate Reed and Horry at that power forward position.
8 of their first 14 games, and the Lakers lost to San Antonio when they were still struggling in April. Here is Duncan with his first shot of the game.
Well, that is a healthy sign. You saw that the Lakers did not come. They say that Reed is going to be able to handle him. Well, we'll see about that.
And the other X factor for the Lakers is Kobe Bryant, coming off his best playoff game ever with 24 points and a tremendous all-round game against Houston. Bryant had 6 rebounds and has been clearing the boards extremely well in postseason.
Oh, yes.
And Glenn Rice, who is the second leading scorer at 19 a game, and that's why the Lakers sorely need him in game 1.
Not happy.
And Bryant goes underneath, and here is Rice for 3, and he's got it. Glenn Rice now with 7 of the Lakers' 10 points. Nearly 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. Duncan has scored 2 points, and now he has 4. So Duncan, very impressive performance. The only player in the top 10 in scoring, rebounding, shooting, and block shots. Matching their biggest lead of the quarter, and J.R. Reed has given them a double-digit advantage.
Absolutely beautiful improvement, and it's in the spacing and in the team defense.
Duncan with a turnaround and hits. Duncan now with 6 points.
Anytime San Antonio goes down inside the Duncan, something good happens.
And Kobe Bryant hitting from the corner. Bryant, who can explode at any time, played all but 1 minute of that game number 4 against the Houston Rockets, but at age 20, he can handle it. And here comes Kobe Bryant as the Lakers leading by 10, and Bryant gives them their biggest lead of 12.
See, that was smart. He knew that he was guarded right there by Avery Johnson. He backed him down to his favorite spot, gave the baseline move to go away from the double team. Easy field. Into the floor. Shots, good shots are hard to come by.
And Avery Johnson, you mentioned 47%.
Never thinking that Avery Johnson would come back.
20 on the shot clock in the third quarter, and Duncan very quietly now on 4 for 6 shooting has 8 points, and the Lakers lead down by 7 as they play for the last shot of the first quarter.
They cannot stop him down on the boxes or in the painted area. He has too many moves, and he can shoot up over the top of Reed.
Kobe Bryant tried to get it on the baseline, but the pass hit the line, and the Spurs have plenty of time with 3.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
Up contending the shots of Duncan.
Jerome Kersey with the ball, fires it up and hits. It's a 3. And he's claiming a foul. I thought one of the Lakers got the ball before he went up for the shot. We'll take a look at the replay. Off the glass. Duncan now with double figures.
It looks like the Spurs have no idea where they're going. Oh, there, Horry's down.
And Duncan.
Yeah, well, Horry right now is giving the referee an earful.
They have yet to make a field goal. Here is Kobe Bryant. Goes out to Fisher. Fisher penetrating. And that's the first basket for the Lakers here in the second quarter, and it comes with less than 5.5 minutes to go in the second.
They've got to pick up the pace here. Too many seconds are being lost.
Here is Glenn Rice on the turnaround. So Rice, who scored 9 points in the first quarter. Purdue looking down for Duncan. Horry doing a good job keeping him away. Good feed to Purdue. Tim Duncan finding Will Purdue coming down the middle, and the Spurs again come within 1.
A real uplifting thing for the San Antonio Spurs.
Here is Duncan spinning his way in. Tim Duncan is mentally tough. Talk about guys who don't show a reaction. Tim Duncan never does, regardless of what's going on the floor. Kobe Bryant comes back with a 2. So Bryant now with 8 points. But Duncan with 14 to lead the Spurs. San Antonio up by 1 with under 2 minutes remaining in a furious first half of action here in game 1 of the best of 7 between the Spurs and the Lakers. And again, Duncan working against Reed. Reed gets a piece of it. Avery Johnson firing from the corner. And Avery Johnson, as we said, 59% shooting in the first round, gives the Spurs their biggest lead. Nobody picked up. J.R. Reed was late getting to Duncan, who has 16. And the San Antonio Spurs have a 6-point lead with a half a minute to go. And what a furious second quarter rally for them, UB.
Now, how about that for an outstanding one-on-one move? Kobe Bryant, as soon as that basket was made, if you've been noticing in this first half, the Lakers run what we call a sideline, but they run it up the left side of the floor. Most teams go up the right side. And when Bryant is the guy that they're pitching up ahead to, if you notice, he's up there before anyone, and he'll take on two defenders. Just an absolutely beautiful move by Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, coming into this game in the first series, was 15 out of 16 from the line. This was his first free throw, so he keeps the outstanding free throw going. David Robinson, who's played only 10 minutes for the Spurs because of 3 personal fouls, yet San Antonio leads by 4. And now starts his drive to the basket, feeding Purdue. Purdue can't lay it in, and he finally does at the buzzer.
All right.
So Will Purdue took him a couple of times, but he has come up big here in the first half with Robinson saddled with foul trouble.
They only play you for like the one bounce, and then you can take it all away. They are slow and rotating.
Kobe Bryant with the turnaround. Bryant now with 12 points. Shaquille O'Neal and Glenn Rice each with 11 leading scorers for the Lakers. And Kobe Bryant working the middle. Elliott staying with him nicely. And a great defensive job by Sean Elliott. And out on the break, Avery Johnson feeding Duncan for the slam. Great play started by Elliott.
Now keep an eye here. See, once again, David Robinson is there to help out. And then, there they are. 4 on 2. Avery Johnson waits and then decides and makes excellent decisions.
Here's Shaquille O'Neal, and he beats the double team quickly. Ellie faked the double team, and Shaq getting only his 3rd basket of the game. 6.5 to go in the third for the Spurs in lead, and Duncan trying to pass it off. And a foul is committed.
Well, I thought that was an excellent selection by Jerry West back at the time when they drafted him. Everyone likes his tenacity, plus he's very coachable. Now, between Fisher and Harper in that first series with Houston, 4.5 assists a game per 1 turnover. Boy, you love to see those numbers.
Well, we'll take that ratio anytime. Going back to his high school days, here's the pick and roll. Duncan with a hard foul. Hits the floor, helped up by Will Purdue. They're going to call the flagrant foul, and Duncan will shoot 2. Will Purdue coming in for David Robinson as Duncan misses the first free throw. Shaq now with 4 personal fouls. Who would have thought that Shaq would end up with more personal fouls than David Robinson before the end of the third quarter?
Because the big guys are not going to run out at you. They're going to allow you to turn around, get you in position, and take the shot.
And here is Duncan as Sean Rooks trying to deny. Duncan got it and scores now with 23.
And there is very little movement. And when you have athletic teams that are noted, pretty good defensive people, well, they're going to take everything away from them.
Speaking of take, Tim Duncan took there on the move to the basket. 25 for Duncan. His high point game in the opening round of the playoffs was 26. Kobe Bryant with a nifty move to the basket. He has 14. Shaq leading the Lakers with 19, but is a 13-point deficit with 6:42 to go in the fourth. Antonio Daniels throws it away, and it's intercepted by Bryant. And a reverse slam dunk. Crowd did not like that show by Kobe. They come up in class a bit going into this round, as opposed to Houston. And another turnover. That's the 8th by San Antonio in the last 5 minutes.
Well, Duncan just hit the ball down on the floor, went up 25 feet.
1:35 to go. Bryant nearly perfect in the first round from the line. And now a loose ball foul called against the Lakers. Game 2 Wednesday night right here on TNT. Our sister station, Kobe Bryant trying to find some room, and he's fouled. Chance to get caught up on all the NBA playoff action. A look back at tonight's action, a preview of tomorrow's opening games between the Hawks and the Knicks and the Blazers and the Jazz series. Joined Bob Lorenz, Kenny Smith, and Darryl Armstrong of the Orlando Magic, the NBA's top 6 man in our Atlanta studio. And here is Fisher driving in, and Shaq has his shot blocked by Tim Duncan, and here is Avery Johnson, and he puts the exclamation point on, and the San Antonio Spurs will take the 1-0 lead over the LA Lakers in this series as the game ends on Derek Fisher's layup. And the final score tonight, the Spurs 87, the Lakers 81.